Because it became big in Renaissance, right? He was explaining humanism because it became big. Why? Because people had more time to spend on activities not related to a religion because of Protestants and the splitting of the Catholic Church. To note that it became influential in the Renaissance. That's what the answer is. Let's look at other options. A, to prove its connection with the modern world. The professor didn't explain to do this, all right? And B, to compare it with the ideas of the Reformation. He didn't explain humanism to compare with the ideas of the Reformation. Compare means to think of the differences and similarities between things, all right? C, to say that many Protestants focused on humanism. The Protestants didn't focus on humanism. This was not in the passage, nor it was true, okay? Number 2, what comparison does the professor make between French kings and Italian architects? Which one is the answer? They both helped spread the ideas of the Italian Renaissance, right? That's why the professor mentioned 2 of these, right? Let's look at other options. They both tried to improve the quality of architecture in Italy. That is not the reason. That is not why he mentioned, okay, nor the comparison that he made. They both were main factors involved in the Renaissance. They're not the main factors. There were 3 major factors, and this was one of it, all right? C, they both promoted the advance of literacy in Europe. They both promoted. What does promote mean? Promote means to encourage something to be to increase or to get big. Promoted the advance. What does advance mean? Advance means progress. Okay, advance means to go forward. Of literacy in Europe. What is literacy? Literacy means being able to read and write. Hold on, let's go here. So there's an important word, right? Literate means being able to read and write, okay? And whereas illiterate, you have to know these words, means not being able to read and write. So they both promoted the advance of literacy in Europe. Means advance of people being able to read and write. But this is not what he said. He mentioned literature, right? British literature was influenced by Italian Renaissance, not literacy. So this option is for you to get confused and see if you know the meaning of literacy, okay? Why does the professor mention William Shakespeare? To call him the greatest writer of the Renaissance. That's not why he mentioned William Shakespeare. Okay? B, to stress the Italian influence on his works. This is the answer, right? He mentioned William Shakespeare to explain how the Italian Renaissance influenced British literature. To stress. What does stress mean? Stress means to emphasize, say something strongly. C, to name some of his most famous plays. He didn't mention William Shakespeare to name some of his most famous plays. D, to say that he visited Italy to learn how to write. He didn't visit Italy to learn how to write. This is not true. It's funny. So this is the end. Do you have any questions? I can't get your questions because it's you too.